you leaked 50 Cent's How to Rob. Or would you consider that breaking a record?
Yeah, I did break in the mixtape circuit. So anybody who knows me knows I'm Mariah Carey's DJ. She's like family to me. This industry is not about morals, man. It's not actual true facts of what people are really going through in reality. It's just a fake world. For me, DJs take you on a journey. He's serious and loves what he does. He's doing this for the love. Live with DJ Sus One coming soon.
Stay tuned.
It's DJ Sus One, the feature presentation. I'm here with my girl Emani in the culture seat. She wanted culture and she got it. She called me culture itself. I'm here. Let's get it.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the culture seat. I am your host, Emani Janice. And for today's show, I have a very, very special guest. American DJ, record producer, media personality. You may have seen him on tour with the one and only pop diva herself, Mariah Carey. You may have even heard him on the airwaves on 97.5 in Maryland, Power 104 in Connecticut, Sirius XM, and Power 105 right here in New York City. You may even know him as the resident DJ for both the late Wendy Williams and Sherri Shepherd Show. And when you see him, you see the feature presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Sus One.
Yo!
Yes.
I like that intro. By the way, before you start the interview, I want to say I'm very proud of you.
Aww.
This podcast, I see it moving.
Thank you.
All right, so salute to you. I've seen you grow,
Thank
so
you.
I like to see it.
Thank you. And thank you for being a guest here on my show. You know,
Of course.
I'm always looking at you as an inspiration, so I appreciate you coming on.
You chose the right inspiration. I was
Did I did not do. Mind you, Sus always does this, guys. He always does this with me.
I was gonna be joking on this interview, but anyway, let's get to it.
All right. So jumping straight in with interviews, I like to start from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like, we know who DJ Sus One is, but who is Steven? Who was DJ Sus One before music came into play?
Just a kid that loved music. First of all, a lot of people ask me where my name comes from because the current slang in today's generation, sus actually means like a bad thing, like you suspect or something. But when I created my name, that slang wasn't around back in the 90s. Also, my last name is Sussman. I'm black and white. You know, my God rest my mom and my dad's soul. My mom was black Christian woman from the South, and she moved up to Jamaica, Queens. And my dad was a white Jewish man from Brooklyn, and Sussman is a Jewish last name. So the way where my name came from back in the 90s when I was just starting to be a DJ is a lot of people used to call me by my last name, like Sussman or Sus or whatever. And I was always striving to be number one. So fast forward to today's generation, the slang is different, but it is what it is. So that's where I got my name. And yeah, I was just always a kid that originally from Brooklyn, but grew up in the 914 in the Westchester area, that loved music. You know, and it got me into DJing.
Did you do any sports or anything besides music?
I mean, not sports in high school. Like, I didn't really play like for teams or anything like that, but I used to always play, sports with my boys or my friends or, I would play in school, but not for a team. Like, like after school and all that stuff. But yeah, stuff like that. Okay. But I was always into music and film when everybody else was into sports and all that. I never watched sports up until my adult life,
Really?
Yeah, I really didn't watch into my adult life. I was always just into movies and music. That's just, and DJing, the mixtape game and all that. So
we're going to tap into the film aspect, but you mentioned you grew up with a black Christian mother and then a Jewish white father.
Yeah. And I came out looking Dominican.
But what was that household like? Like, what was it like growing up?
It was phenomenal.
There wasn't no challenges like with the religion and everything?
Well, the challenges were regular. I didn't realize it when I was younger. But when I got older, it was just the regular relationship challenges, like the arguments and stuff like that. But nothing challenging as far as race or religion goes. It's actually very interesting because I don't see a lot of people like that. Like, I see mixed marriages or mixed relationships, but I don't know too many people. At least I don't know too many people that had also mixed religions. Like, we celebrated Hanukkah, we celebrated Christmas. I was baptized, I was bar mitzvahed, I was christened. like they literally did everything in my household. Yeah, like they didn't choose. I did what what my mother taught me from the Christian side. We went to church on Sundays. My dad had me in Hebrew school. Like, we did everything. Yeah, I did everything. So.
And Jewish the Jewish religion, they celebrate their religion on Saturdays. So did
Well,
you
that's the super
Oh, your dad
religious.
didn't do that?
Yeah, Hasidic Jews. We're not that serious with it.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, and I didn't even know what racism was till I went to school. Because everybody in my family I had a black side of my family, I had a white side of my family. We had all different sorts of races that came to our house. I didn't, you remember this is the 80s and the 90s, so it was different back then. And I didn't even know what racism was till I went to school and people started saying certain things to me.
Oh, wow.
So.
Okay. So how did music come into play? Did your dad play a lot of music? Your mom played a lot of music?
Both of them played a lot of music. Once again, rest in peace to my dad and my mom. They both played a lot of music. I heard all different sorts of
R&B,
music,
pop,
all
hip-hop?
of it. Okay. Actually, it wasn't a lot of pop, honestly. I mean, of course, there was Michael Jackson, the king of pop. You know, I don't know if we do we consider Whitney Houston pop?
I believe they do.
Yeah.
They do.
I guess Whitney Houston's pop, but there was a lot of, Betty Wright, Aretha Franklin, and Stevie Wonder, and all sorts of stuff like that playing in my household. And I just fell in love with music, just listening to them play music, and also the DJing aspect came about it because my Uncle Darryl, shout out to my Uncle Darryl, introduced me to mixtapes and introduced me to DJ Ron G mixtapes, which, got me crazy. I thought it was amazing. I used to listen to all the mixtapes back in the day from all the DJs. And then also Kid Capri. I used to see him DJ at the end of Def Comedy Jam. When Def Comedy Jam was on television. And he used to be killing it while the dancers and just killing it and this is the vinyl days, and that shit used to be like, damn, this guy's killing it. He's one of my heroes. So I just always wanted to DJ after that.
Now, what about those DJs specifically stood out to you? Was it the way I'm going to say those are turntables?
Yeah, turntables. Yeah. So I come from the era, when I started DJing was the 90s.
Okay.
And I come from the era where I used to carry 10 crates of records. Like when you used to come to my house and I was practicing before I was like actually DJing, you would see vinyl everywhere. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I had 2 turntables, 2 Technic 1200s. Anybody who's a real DJ from that era understands what I'm talking about. And this was before you could just, like right now when a DJ comes into the game and wants to be a DJ, they could just give you their hard drive and you have tens of thousands of songs.
Is it actually mixed?
No, it's not mixed, but back then you couldn't even get people's songs. You had to go buy records.
Oh, okay.
You actually had to do your homework and shop and spend your hard-earned work money on actual vinyl. You know what I'm saying? And when you got a name, you went to the record labels on Fridays and then got vinyl from the record labels for people who they thought they needed promotion from and all that stuff. But it was definitely a different era, man, because you spent your time, your hard earned money on buying equipment, on buying the music. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't have just tens of thousands of records, and you had to go through your crates of records to make it last the whole party from 11 to 4 a.m. So
would you say it's easier to DJ now than versus back then? Is it easier to call yourself a DJ?
It's easier, not to me. I mean, yes, to this generation, people call them DJs, but a lot of these people are just people that have equipment that they press play on to me. I'm just being honest, yo. For me, DJs take you on a journey. It's very easy for somebody to come in and play the 10 top records that's out right now. That's not a DJ to me. Just because you press play and play the Young Miami record, you're the hottest DJ. Like this, anybody, you could do that right now.
I could.
A DJ is supposed to take you through a journey. It's supposed to take you through a musical journey, and really, you're not even supposed. For me, you're not even supposed to hear the top records until like closer to the end of the night, like 2:30 prime time. From 11 to 2:30, you're supposed to take them on a journey. You're supposed to build the night. And that's and hear the transitions and the different mixes and stuff like that. But that's the art form of DJing. It doesn't really exist as much as it did. I see a lot of young DJs still doing it, but it's not the masses today.
Dang. So as an OG, this must hurt your heart.
I'm an OG?
Yeah. At this point, yes, you are an OG.
You know what's crazy? I had an argument, like a debate with a female.
You love debates. You do love debates. I do love debates,
especially ones I feel like help the culture. But I had a debate earlier today, actually, and I'm really arguing with this female I know, and she's basically telling me talent doesn't matter anymore in music. And she's like, nobody cares about that.
To an extent, I can agree.
Yeah, well, that statement bothered me, whether it's true or not, because she seemed like she was co-signing it kind of. And I'm like, that's the problem. Like, the more people accept that and listen. Like I'm not gonna name any artists, but we were talking about songs that came out, and she was like, "I love that song," and I'm like, "So you love songs of people that have no talent?" And of course, music is everybody's opinion on what you like and what you don't like. But in the gatekeeper era, look, there's pros and cons to both eras. Like I don't like gatekeeping 100%, but I do think it's necessary because now you won't let people in unless they're talented, unless they are at a certain level of artistry.
That's a fact.
Right? But also the cons of that is some people abused it and didn't let people who do have certain talent in unless they're doing certain things or stuff like that. So that's the cons of it. Today, the pros of the industry is people don't need the label. They can just put out music themselves, right?
Yeah.
You can just reach your fan base yourself.
But I think that's not that great of a thing.
Well, I was going to say the con of that is now anybody could put out music, and not everybody should be putting out music.
Not at all.
And we've raised a generation of people who don't seem to care about quality and talent. I don't even know if they know the difference, honestly.
So I have to ask, as a DJ, do you play the songs that have no quality and talent?
If I'm being honest, I try not to. But I don't want to name no names, but there's some artists that are very popular that it's almost like you can't get away from playing some of these records. It's like the biggest records out.
Okay.
So there's a middle ground, but yeah, I really don't like breaking garbage. Like you're never gonna hear me break garbage. But there is records that become, maybe that's part of the problem. There's some records that become hit records that are garbage, honestly. But you'll look crazy not playing them. So maybe that's a little bit of the problem with some of the DJs and connecting also. But it is what it is.
Now, speaking of breaking records, back in the day, correct me if I'm wrong, you leaked 50 Cent's How to Rob. Or would you consider that breaking a record?
Yeah, I did break in the mixtape circuit.
Now, why did you do that?
I don't want to say I broke it because I don't think it became a big deal because of me.
Okay.
But so we're talking about the mixtape era where mixtapes were like the biggest thing besides radio and television. If you couldn't get on radio or if you couldn't get on television, you could always have the mixtape circuit, which was like the mom and pop shops and the DJs was doing mixtapes and blah, blah, blah. I don't even, 50, if you see this interview, I don't even know if you remember this, but there was a guy named Ron Archer that used to work, God rest his soul, that used to work at Columbia Records. I was a young intern working at Sony and Columbia Records and all that. And Ron Archer, who was from around my way, from 914, he was up there A&Ring.
Okay.
And I was an intern. I was getting exclusives. I got into a lot of trouble back then. I was getting exclusives because I was dubbing tapes of songs that wasn't out yet. I had early copies of the Lauryn Hill album that if you got any of my early mixtapes, you'll probably hear versions of the Lauryn Hill album that was never released. But anyway, he gave me the 50 Cent How to Rob. Now, if you got that tape, it was called the Survival Tape. I think it's online. DJ Sus on the Survival Tape. There's a version of How to Rob that I leaked, but it was more popular in the industry than the streets because I was a young DJ, and that was the unreleased version.
So what do you mean it was more popular in the industry than in the streets? Like only people in the music industry
I had it in the mixtape stores, but I was a young DJ and I didn't have the money to press it up, like to put it in the mixtape stores like that.
Okay,
I did in a few mixtape stores and it spread out because of bootlegging, but shout out to my brother DJ Clue. DJ Clue was the biggest DJ in the streets at that time. So when the official How to Rob came out, I think it went to Clue. But if you could find DJ Sus on the Survival Tape, you'll hear the original version of 50 Cent How to Rob that never got released, where it's slightly different lyrics. It's 90% the same, but there's certain things that they changed for the final version. It's online though.
Did 50 Cent get mad at you for?
I'll never know if he ever got mad at that time because I didn't see him till years later. This is before 50, got shot 9 times and all that. He was signed to Trackmasters Columbia, and I used to see him up there a couple of times. So that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if 50 would remember this. He should though. The next time I saw 50 after that was at Mix Show Power Summit in Puerto Rico. Mix Show Power Summit was this convention for DJs that, shout out to Renee McClain, that they used to do out in different places, and all the DJs and labels would be there. So Mix Show Power Summit, and 50 had Wanksta out. And the club wasn't out yet, but 50 was running the streets like he was the biggest thing in the streets. And I gave him a mixtape. I don't think 50's gonna remember this because so many things have happened since then, but I gave him a mix CD, and this one I really knew he was serious. Like now he's signed to M and Dre. Now he's what happened with him in the streets happened and all that stuff. And he looked at the mixtape and he was like, am I on this mixtape? And at the time on that mixtape, I only had the record with Missy featuring him, the Work It remix that he did. And I remember he turned around to his manager, shout to Sha Money at the time, and was like, why the hell am I not on every mixtape? Why the hell? Like, there were certain things he said in that conversation. I was like, oh, this guy is a serious businessman and serious about his making this money and serious about the craft and serious about just his whole energy was serious. So that was the next time I saw that. But after, he's also been in the studio with me years after that and helped me with my record that I had out with Floyd Mayweather and French Montana. And it's a record called Champion. You could search that.
Yes.
What was it? Me, French Montana, Junior Reed, Lloyd Banks,
Jadakiss,
and Junior Reed was on the hook. Yep.
So speaking of that, why didn't you put an album out? You produced songs. Why didn't you put out an album?
It's so funny, man, because I'm working on records again now.
Oh, okay, beautiful.
Yeah, I was working on records back then. I was trying to basically mimic what my heroes did, like what DJ Clue did, what Punkmaster Flex did, what Kid Capri did. They did albums. What K Slay did, rest in peace to K Slay. What Khaled's doing right now. Khaled took it to a whole nother level. But I got turned off real quick, man. I'm not gonna lie, because I hustled a lot to get some of these records done, and then like certain DJs, even from my peers, whether it be at the radio station or clubs, I realized that they wouldn't play the records no matter how good the record sounded.
So you just got tired.
I got tired of chasing the artists, because artists, that you helped out, you still got to chase them.
I was about to say, but aren't these friends to an extent?
The industry friends. One thing I've learned is the industry,
friends.
they're not friends. It's like who's hot at the time and blah, blah, blah. Look, if you're not paying them, you got to chase them, right? But, there was a lot of people I did favors for that I'm still chasing and chasing and chasing. So I just got tired. But I'm getting back into it.
Okay, so talk about that. What are we doing now? Or can you talk about it?
Well, I'm just starting, so there's really nothing to talk about yet. Okay. I talked to a few artists, and we're going to work on some records. I think I want to do more R&B than anything.
Really?
I feel like there needs to be more DJ records out there right now. Like Khaled's killing it. Shout out to DJ Khaled. But there's not many others. There's a handful of people that's putting out records, but Khaled, I feel like, is in a lane by himself.
For sure.
So why not put some New York energy out there?
I love that. With the R&B energy.
Possibly. That's what I'm thinking. I'm going to do some R&B.
Yeah, have you ever tapped into R&B? Producing?
Yeah, I had an artist named Audrey Rose. Okay. That we put out. Search Audrey Rose, guys. We had a record called That Love featuring Troy Ave at the time before he went through his drama. We had a record called Ice Cream, Audrey Rose featuring Fetty Wap, right before Trap Queen popped off, and Remy Ma was on that fresh out of when she came out of prison. And we put her project out. Shout out to my homegirl Leah Robinson, who's related to Sylvia Robinson, who was like one of the first females that put out successful hip hop music and Sugar Hill Gang. So Leah Robinson does music. We put out a few records on her. So yeah, we've done some things.
Now, what's the craziest story you've ever had with DJing? If you can speak on it.
I can speak on anything, but I don't even know what you mean by crazy. Give me an example, because so many different things have happened in so many different ways.
So like, I feel like in one of our conversations, you've told me you were DJing at a party or a club, whichever one it was, and then somebody started shooting. And you were like, the bullets were like...
In the early days, of DJ, even in prime time of me DJing, but definitely in the early days, like I used to DJ at this club called Club Hollywood.
Okay.
That was my first weekly club.
And where was that?
That was in New Rochelle, New York.
Okay.
It was popping in the late 90s or early 2000s. It was crazy. It was popping every Saturday.
Okay.
It was my first weekly club. I did clubs before that as an intern and big parties, but just one-offs. That was my first weekly club, and it was crazy. And yeah, a lot of violent things would happen there too. So I used to see a lot of things like that. The one that you're probably talking about was a club called Juliet in the city, and it wasn't even that type of energy. It was popping, like celebrities, influencers. I'm DJing, and then somebody was in there and just lit off. That's happened, unfortunately that's happened in nightlife. I've experienced it a few times.
So give me another crazy story. I told that one.
Wow, I got to remember some of these. Club Hollywood, there was definitely a bunch of those stories. I remember there was a club called Mark Ballroom. Oh my God, I had to go deep in my soul for that. This is before I got cool with my brother DJ Clue. Okay. I remember this night DJ Clue was DJing. I was opening up. I'm young, like a teenager. And I opened up. Nori, who's now one of the biggest podcasters right now, he was the big artist at that time. He was performing. Queen Pen, an artist from the late 90s, performing. Yeah. I can't remember who was performing. I got the flyer somewhere in the archives. But yeah, that night, I remember that was one of my first experiences with shooting going on in the club. It's crazy.
Dang.
Now, by the way, because I don't know who's going to see this podcast, I don't get down like that whatsoever. I don't get down like that. But being a DJ and coming up, doing anything, any club I can do, I experienced and saw a lot of things like that. That had nothing to do with me, but I definitely witnessed it.
And you are completely protected because no bullets have ever hit you.
Thank God.
Amen.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Amen. Yes.
So talk about your relationship with DJ Clue, because I know in our conversations, you stated he kind of helped you become.
Clue really helped me. So first of all, before I got under Clue's umbrella, I was doing my thing in the mixtape circuit. I was doing my thing in the club circuit. I was doing my thing in radio in Connecticut. When you mentioned 104.1, that radio station doesn't exist in hip hop anymore in Connecticut. But that's where I started my radio career.
Okay.
And then, over the years, me and Clue got cool. And this is before I was even on Power 105.1 in New York. And I started DJing for a club that he was part owner of called Cherry Lounge.
Okay.
I used to see him at the mixtape spots, and we just grew a relationship. And he was already a big deal. Like he's the biggest mixtape DJ in my opinion of all time. And he was the biggest brand. He was signed to Rockefeller. He signed Jay. He was the biggest thing in the streets.
Yeah.
And we grew a friendship and we grew a rapport. And he had already had hit records out with Mariah Carey. So anybody who knows me knows I'm Mariah Carey's DJ. She's like family to me. But the reason I got in her circle, which is crazy because before I got my relationship with Clue, I actually interned at Mariah Carey's early record label called Crave Records.
Really?
That was under Sony Music in the late 90s. That's how I got into the game.
Really?
Shout out to my brother CL, who owns a company called DigiWax right now. I interned for him. He used to work there. But anyway, I didn't have a relationship with Mariah, though. I was just interning for a label. The reason I got a relationship with Mariah is because Clue had just left Hot 97 to come to Power 105. He was doing 1 day a week and came to doing 5 days a week at Power, which he's still doing today. And he couldn't go on the whole tour of Mariah because him and Mariah, relationship was strong. They had hit records together. So he did a small percentage of the tour, and he took me because I was under his umbrella and put me on the tour with her.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? And, I did my thing. Me and Mariah have similar backgrounds. We're both black and white. Have certain experiences that we both experienced growing up. And I did my thing. I did my thing DJing, and, after that tour, I became her DJ, and we became good friends, and that was back in 2006. Yeah. So I can never, let anybody say anything bad about Clue. Shout out to my brother DJ Clue. He definitely looked out for me. And yeah.
I love that.
So
seems like you have some really solid relationships in this industry, right?
Yeah, of course I do. I also have some not so solid ones, but yes.
Now, speaking of Mariah, briefly, I want you to paint the picture of that night where you two were on stage, and she said, "I'm doing the best with what I got."
It wasn't on stage. I was DJing at One Oak in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And it was just a drunk night. Look, shout out to Mariah Carey. That's my family. That's my sister. I love her. But that particular night, we were having a great time.
Was this like, I don't want to say intermission, but like, did she just get done finishing performing a song?
No. I mean, we had just got done. What was we doing at One Oak? It was the finale party for whatever tour we was at in Vegas. It might have been a Vegas run. I think it had to be a Vegas run. Okay. So one of her Vegas runs, we were out there, and she would usually do a finale party. So we did it at One Oak, and we were in the DJ booth together. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember if she was performing on the mic at the party. I don't think so. Okay. Also, there was a short time where she was DJing for a second, like a short time. So I think we were DJing together. She doesn't know, I was teaching her. But anyway, it was just a fun night, you know what I'm saying? And we was hyping up the crowd. Her fans were there. It was crazy. And she was drinking, and I drank a little bit. And I don't even know how somebody caught that moment, because I didn't remember that moment until it went viral. But we were just having a good time, and I was on the mic playing records, hyping the crowd up. And out of that whole entire night, somebody later found that one clip. And it just went viral after that.
I love that.
So, and it's been going viral. I think that was
Still
2016.
To this day, yes.
Yeah, it's been going viral for 10 years. It's crazy.
Yes, you're super popular, sus. Super popular.
Nah.
Indeed.
I'll do the best I can with what I got.
The best I can with what I got. Oh!
And I use that line pretty often these days because I'm literally doing the best with what I got.
Yes.
Okay?
We recreated that like a year ago too.
Whatever. Bye.
Wait, hold on. And we gotta do it.
Do what? I'm doing the best I can with what I got.
Oh!
Now, transitioning into your film aspect, you have Dinner and a Movie with DJ Sus One. You're expanding now. Congrats.
Thank
right?
you.
To LA, Atlanta, and Miami. Now,
Well, that's the plan. First LA, yes.
okay. Now, what inspired Dinner and a Movie? It's just because of your love of movies?
Yeah, it's just my love of movies because I have group chats with friends that we like right now. Even today, we have group chats where we talk about movie trailers that came out. Like that's the geek side of me. Like if we see a movie trailer that we see or movie news that we're talking about it in the group chat or whatever. So I just really wanted to create an event where I could invite my friends that love movies and do it like that. And it's become a thing because
It's become really popular.
yeah, it's become popular, man. It's become a thing I built where literally I'm just inviting my influencer friends from the industry to watch early screenings of movies from different movie studios just to do what I love, watching movies and talking about it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
you get a lot of people, a lot of turnouts.
But we get a lot of social media engagement, like millions and millions and millions and millions of engagement.
You interact with your fans often. That part I do love about you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, look, we're all human at the end of the day. And
But you know, some people, they get famous and they forget it. Well, they act like their fans are just not a part of them.
some people have no morals. I was raised in morals. At the end of the day, the industry is a facade. We're all human at the end of the day, and you're supposed to be a good person by any means necessary. That's why I'm considered an outsider a lot of the time from a lot of these people in the industry. I do have a lot of great relationships, but there's some people I don't have great relationships because I stand on morals. And this industry is not about morals, man.
So when you say there are people in the industry that are not about morals, you think people in this industry just kind of do what they need to do to get by, regardless if they're stepping on somebody? Okay.
Yeah, and look, everybody's looking for opportunity. So it's not just an opportunist, but there's respectful ways to get opportunity. You're not supposed to try to purposely shit on or harm the next person. You're not supposed to step on people's toes. You're not supposed to say lies about people. You're just whatever you think God would want you to do, or whatever it is that you know. People know what it is to be a good person.
Of course.
Like don't try to purposely do somebody wrong. Don't purposely try to do somebody dirty. Don't be revengeful. Don't don't lie on people. But unfortunately, we're in a world and an industry where people do anything to get ahead and anything to get money, and then they think because they have more money, they think that means that they're better than somebody, which in actuality, it's just a piece of paper, my brother. What makes you better than anybody in my eyes is the way you treat people.
Absolutely, 1,000%. And that's what I have always loved about you ever since I have known you. And you treat people correctly with respect. And then, like, for me being young, like, you give a lot of wisdom to the youth.
That you don't necessarily listen to all the time. But yes, I try to give wisdom.
You don't have to say that. You don't have to say that. I listen.
Nah, I can't front. Emani listens.
Thank you.
She listens. She might not always follow, but you listen.
No. Yes,
listen.
I do.
But honestly, everybody has to experience things on their own and have their own
Sus likes
journeys.
to tell me social media is fake. And I'm
fake.
like, it can't be fake.
It's
Your
100%
social
fake.
media is not fake, right?
I'm not talking about fake followers. I'm talking about
followers.
a fake world. It's not a real world. People are 90% of people in there, probably more than that, are lying.
Are you lying, Sus?
No, I'm not lying, but 90-something% of people are. It's just not a real world. You know how many people post their relationship status, matching pajamas and all that?
Yes.
And they're all cheating on each other?
Do you really believe that? I try not to believe that. I
know that. I've seen it with my own eyes. Not trying to talk down on anybody, but I'm just saying it's a fake world. Everybody's posting many clips of the best parts of their life. And a lot of them are posting not even the best parts of their life. They're posting lies of their life. It's not actual true facts of what people are really going through in reality. So it's just a fake world, and people are. You know why I dislike it, even though I'm part of it, because it's part of the world that we're in. But a lot of people, especially the young people, are comparing themselves to other people based on things that are not real.
I fall victim to that.
Yeah,
We talk about that.
Yeah, that's horrible. First of all, you shouldn't be comparing yourself to anybody. You should be on your own journey.
Easier said than done.
I know, but
Because I got big dreams, goals, and I'm not there yet. And then I see somebody else there, and it's just like, okay, so what am I
you
doing
think
wrong?
they're there. Some of them are there, but some of them are not. And first of all, once again, if we're speaking about God, God has his timing for everybody. You make your stuff happen on your timeline and when it's supposed to happen for you. And also, you don't know what people did to get what they have.
A lot of people say that, but I'm not going to say I don't agree, but it's just like, what could these people possibly have done to get there?
Step on people, everything we just said, step on people's toes, lie, deceit, all that stuff. And some people are not even happy with what they have. That's what I'm saying. Social media is a fake place. Don't go by social media. Go by your step-by-step. That's like going to the gym. Like, of course, you want to get into shape.
Of course.
But don't look at the guy with the six-pack and be like, I can't believe that he got it before me. Like, you got to focus on your journey. Your body's different than his. Your body's different than hers.
I wouldn't compare myself to a guy first.
Than hers,
because,
yes.
Yes, because men lose weight and bulk up a lot quicker than women.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Second to last question. You have Live with DJ Sus One coming soon.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Look, I was on TV every day, Monday through Friday on the Sherri Shepherd Show, and before that on the Wendy Williams Show since the pandemic.
Okay.
The Sherri Shepherd Show, shout to Sherri, one of my favorite people on earth. The Sherri Shepherd Show just ended, so I'm still on Power 105.1. I'm still on Jammin' in Boston. I'm still on Live 97.5 in Salisbury, Maryland. I still DJ for Mariah Carey. There's a bunch of things I still do, but my everyday gig went away that I was doing for the past 6 years. So now I have nothing but time, and I'm in a good space, not rushing to hop into something because I'm trying to figure out what I want to do.
I love that.
So I built a podcast, basically a room like this in my crib, and I think I want to start this podcast. Well, I know I want to start this podcast, Live with DJ Sus One, because there's been interviews I've done in the past that went viral.
Indeed.
And there's been things I said in the past that went viral. And I realized, some of the corporations that I've worked for don't highlight it for whatever their reasoning is, whether I'm just not part of their rollout for the people they want to roll out, or whether they have other plans, or whatever the case is. So I just wanted to build my own, so I don't have anybody to answer to, since I'm in a position now that I can do that. So that's why I'm building Live with DJ Sus One. It's really just a podcast in a radio format. It's going to be a show starting once a week on Mondays.
Okay.
Where we're going to talk about trending news. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about everything. Nothing new, but it's going to be my experience to these things. Like you've been experienced the way I do it. And I'm going to do interviews as well. And we're going to do movie review and all that stuff. And and I don't have to answer to anybody. So
You really must love that part, not having to answer
no,
to
because
anybody.
you don't have to follow anybody's rules but YouTube's.
Valid.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody's putting people before you for selfish reasons or politic reasons. It's just you and your team. So that's why I just wanted to build it on my own. So even if I start with 2 viewers, at least I'm taking it from the bottom up on my own, which I should have did a long time ago, but I've been extremely busy, like I said.
You have.
So
Okay.
that's coming soon. Live with DJ Sus One coming soon.
Stay tuned. We'll all be in
Subscribe to my YouTube page, youtube.com/DJ Sus One. And follow me on all social media platforms at DJ Sus One.
Love the promo. Love the promo.
Let me stop.
All right, my last question.
Make it a good one.
Of course. When it is all said and done, since you are here on the culture seat, what do you hope your seat in the culture represents?
That he's serious and loves what he does. He's doing this for the love, not for the look. We're all trying to get rich. We're all trying to make money and survive and pay our bills and feed our families. But
Indeed.
that he was serious about music. It wasn't all about the money. He was serious about movies. It wasn't all. I want to do quality stuff. I want to put out things that's going to live longer than I do.
Okay.
That he was just serious about the culture of music and movies.
I love that. Now, before I go, I know I said that was the last question, but are you trying to create movies now? Are you in the process of that?
Yeah, I'm in the process, early stages.
Are you producing, directing? What part?
I'm sure I'm going to assist at directing, but
Okay.
it's producing. I want to build my company, TFP Studios.
Okay.
And it's all about producing. So basically, I'm going to be part of every aspect of it,
Okay.
including getting broke while I'm investing into
I cannot.
investing into it. But I want
Sus is never
like I
broke.
said, I want to create quality movies.
Okay.
I'm going to start with short films, I believe.
Okay.
Like short films, just to get some energy under my belt, pause, and some and some resume. So that's where it's going to start.
Now, will these short films be on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to let them live on YouTube. And by the way, I have a love for horror movies because I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I grew up watching Freddy Krueger and Jason and Michael Myers and Chucky and the Scream series, which is still going on today. But my favorite was Freddy Krueger. New Line Cinema, which is a big movie company today.
Okay.
But before the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise blew up, it was just a little small tiny company that didn't have really any success. And that franchise blew up that whole company to where it's one of the biggest movie companies out today.
Wow.
And that story always inspired me. Freddy Krueger is my favorite horror character, and that whole story just inspired me to want to make horror movies.
I love that.
I'm gonna do all movies, but we're starting with horror shorts and horror movies.
Love that. Sounds like you got a plan. You're determined, focused. You got a lot of wisdom, like I said. And you always keep yourself busy. So, flowers to you, Sus.
I
You're
appreciate
great
you.
and amazing.
And flowers to you, because I'm proud of you. You're doing this podcast.
Thank you.
Yo, a lot of people come through, and did you say this on your show? I mean, you could edit this out if you want to, but she interned for Power 105.1. And a lot of interns have come through there and said that they want to do this and they want to do that and they want to do this, and you never hear about them ever again. There are a couple that are doing things, and now you fall into that category. So congratulations to yourself, and keep moving. And stop comparing yourself to people. You're on your own journey. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as it's something you love and you're taking it seriously and you're doing it quality.
Yes.
All right?
That's the goal. Thank you, Sus. And that is a wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Sus1. Yeah,
Can I say one more thing?
of course.
I got more swag than you.
Never that.
Conversation
never that,
over.
Never that.